Hey everyone, I'm Fernanda, or you can just call me Chimmy. Art trends are something that have been going around for a while now, and have grown extremely popular over time, especially on TikTok. They're a fun way to join a trend and potentially get people interested in your art. However, art trends are very well known to come and go extremely fast, which is something many people have complained about since it discourages many from participating. I got this idea from Emma Artley's video, which made me realize that it's okay to participate in these trends even if they are quote-unquote over. I just hate feeling left behind because of how fast these trends come and go, but you know what doesn't make you feel left behind? The class is taught on Craftsy, which is the sponsor of today's video. Craftsy is an online resource for all things creative where millions of crafters, artists, and makers go to advance their skills or even learn new ones. Craftsy offers more than 2,000 classes covering all types of popular categories like painting, knitting, photography, and so much more. And like I mentioned, Craftsy won't make you feel like you're on a time limit since the classes they offer are broken down into easy-to-follow lessons and taught by friendly award-winning instructors who provide step-by-step demonstrations. I've mentioned before really wanting to improve on the way I draw anatomy, and so I've been taking Gerardo Escamilla's class, Expressive Gesture and Poses for Characters. It's been really helpful and does a great job teaching not only poses and gestures, but also hair, clothing, and facial expressions. Taking his class has taught me techniques like putting more emphasis onto my character's poses and facial expressions, which is something I've been wanting to explore more with my art style. And not only can you use Craftsy to help you improve your skills, but you can also use it to learn new ones. I've been wanting to learn how to crochet for a while now, and Craftsy offers so many classes I could take. There's so much more you can learn on Craftsy, and so if you'd like to try out any of their classes, the first 1,000 people watching this video to use the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $149. This offer is only available for new members though, so please keep that in mind. Thank you so much to Craftsy for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to the art trends. There have been multiple art trends going around that I'd love to join. There was the OC versus Creator, the Freerun angle, the Apple cutout one, the list goes on and on. It seems like every day there's a new trend going around and I just wish I could join them all. But just as fast as they come, they die out pretty quickly as well. This is a pretty well-known fact around the art community and has even become something of a joke. The first art trend I participated in for this video was the Slideshow dancing trend to the song Done With It. It was created by bagel_101.png on TikTok, and the gist of it is drawing a slideshow of pictures that by swiping left and right using TikTok and Instagram's swiping feature will show you a silly dance. It's basically just an animated dance, but what I really think made it grow in popularity was the interactive part of it. It's fun to continuously swipe left and right and see all these different characters dance. I chose to do my OC Melanie for this one just because I thought she'd be the type of person to dance like this. Jackson or Sam would have also been a good choice, but ultimately I chose Melanie just because I always have a lot of fun drawing her. It was actually after I finished this trend that I got the idea to do this video, but as you can see, it's now March and I did this in mid-December. I'm just really slow when it comes to keeping up with these trends. I'm pretty sure this is the only one out of the 4 trends I'm doing in this video that I got done on time. And by on time, I mean that I got it done while it was still trending. I don't like the fact that trends nowadays have time limits to them before people start losing interest. Art trends should be something anyone can do whenever they want without feeling the pressure of having to join as fast as they can before the trend eventually dies out. But either way, I had a lot of fun doing this one and I'm really happy with the end results of it. Melanie just looks so silly and I love the little dance. The next trend I did was drawing me and my vital instrument. This trend started because of the anime and manga Gachiakura, in which certain characters from the series have objects called vital instruments, which usually serve as a tool for the user to attack or defend with. Vital instruments can be any ordinary everyday item. What matters is that the item is dear to the user and something they deeply care about. The user can then awaken that item and transform it into their vital instrument. For example, there's a character from the show called Zanka whose vital instrument is just a simple stick. But since it's something special and dear to him, upon activation, it can transform into a much stronger and useful weapon. A lot of people loved this concept and eventually started posting what their vital instrument would be if they were in Gachiakura. It was a fun way to share what items were dear to them, and some of them would even actually make the activated form of their vital instrument, which was so cool to see. And what made this trend even more fun is that it reached all kinds of creators. There were people who would just show their IRL instruments, and of course many artists also joined and would draw theirs instead. I was one of these people and chose to draw my stuffed animal Chimmy as my vital instrument. I've had him since middle school, and as you can probably tell by his name, he's the one who inspired my username. So technically I guess you could say that he's the real Chimmy since I technically stole his name, but it's okay. I tried to incorporate him as much as I can, and I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but he's actually been in my YouTube banner since March of 2024. I'm kinda surprised nobody ever wondered why he was there. I guess it's kinda my fault though since I never brought attention to him, but now's the day. I love Chimmy so much, he's literally my son and I take him everywhere I go. Anytime I pack to move back into my dorm after the summer, he's always the first thing I bring with me. We're a package deal, okay? After posting this though, I received a couple of questions asking what kind of animal he is, and honestly, I have no idea. I always thought that he was a chinchilla, but I've also been told that he looks like a dinosaur or a squirrel. It doesn't matter though, he's just Chimmy and I love him. But for his transformation, I decided to just have him become a giant plushie and have him serve as mainly defense. I just couldn't imagine his sweet little face fighting against anyone, which is why I feel like he'd be more of a bodyguard, but that will attack when needed. He's just so cute, I love him. The next trend I did was a little different from the rest, since this one involved getting another person to do it with me. The point of this trend was to get a friend and each draw a character to this face of a married couple, but the thing is that you can't tell each other who you're drawing. Because of the secrecy of it, it often leads to the creation of a lot of funny and random ships, which are always fun to see. I tried looking for the original artist behind the base to give them credit, but I could not find them. I tried reverse image searching it, seeing if anyone else had credited them, but nothing. And so if any of you guys know the original artist behind this, I'd love to know. But I was kinda surprised to see how popular this trend became, since drawing over bases is something you commonly see on most platforms. I guess the randomness of it and all the strange ships that were created because of it really made people want to join too. And I'm not complaining, I really love seeing people's take on this trend and was excited to do it myself. I asked my sister to do this trend with me and she agreed, of course. She had no other option. What? Who said that? Oh my gosh, guys, I didn't force her, I swear. She wanted to do it too. Jokes aside though, this was actually a lot of fun to do and we were really excited to see what the other one would draw. This trend gives each artist a lot of creative liberty, but we did set one rule, which is that the character had to be an adult. We didn't want to end up with any weird results. I chose to go back to my roots for this one and drew Nami from One Piece. If you guys have been here for a while, you know that I used to mainly do One Piece content before I started doing the art commentary and more OC focused stuff. I really missed drawing it though and had so much fun drawing her. I love the expression and think she turned out really pretty. As for my sister, she ended up doing Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist. She's already seen all of the anime and absolutely loves it, but I've only watched a bit of it, but I do want to finish it because it is really good. Maybe this is her way of hinting at me to finish it. But anyways, realistically, do I think these characters would be good together? No, but it was a lot of fun to reveal our final results and I'd definitely love to do something like this again. Doing this challenge made us realize that our art styles are kinda similar, especially with the way we color. I feel like I usually consider our art styles to be pretty different from each other, but putting them together like this made me rethink that. Our twin energy is just too in sync. And finally, the last trend I did was the Oceana one. Technically, that's not what it's called, but the trend is done to that song, which is why I call it that. The actual trend involves drawing your favorite characters since we supposedly choose them as our favorites because we see ourselves in them. The trend is done to the song Sienna by the Maria since the song essentially compares each character to the user. And sadly, just like the last trend, no matter how much I looked, I couldn't find the original creator of this trend, so if anyone knows, please let me know. I really love this trend and think it's so sweet to see all the different characters people relate to. I wanted to do this one back when it was trending around December, I think, but like I said, I'm pretty slow when it comes to doing these and so I didn't have time to do it back then. But you know what, that's not stopping me from doing it now. And since this trend is something more personal, I decided to draw myself more accurately to what I look like IRL instead of my persona. I just thought it would make the most sense and thought it'd be really cute. But of course, you're free to draw yourself however you want. And as for the characters I chose to do this trend with, I ended up choosing Flora from Winx Club, Zanka from Gachiakura, Mitsuri from Demon Slayer, Robin from One Piece, and lastly Todoroki from My Hero Academia. I love all of these characters so much and was really excited to draw them all. And although I am late to this one, I'm kinda glad I am since thanks to that I was able to add Zanka to this. He's the most recent addition to my favorite characters list and I had a lot of fun drawing him. I need to do more Gachiakura fan art. But as for the rest of the characters I drew, they've been some of my favorites for a few years now. Although there were other contenders I was thinking of doing too. Some of my other favorite characters are Mob from Mob Psycho 100, Johnny and Jolene from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Juvia from Fairy Tail, and Rarity from My Little Pony. I definitely have more and it was really hard to choose, but I feel like the ones I did end up drawing were the ones I always think of first when it comes to my favorite characters. Mitsuri and Robin were actually the first two that came to mind when thinking of who to draw for this challenge, which I find kind of funny since they have pretty different personalities. Mitsuri's more energetic and bubbly while Robin's more calm and collected. But I guess the same goes for the rest of the characters I chose for this too, since the same goes for Zanka, Flora, and Todoroki. I guess I don't have a set type when it comes to my favorite characters. I'm fine with anything. But since I mentioned earlier that Zonka is the most recent addition to my favorite characters, I thought I'd mention that Flora is the one who's been my favorite for the longest time, since I immediately loved her ever since I watched Winx as a kid. Me and my cousins used to roleplay as the Winx girls, and you know I chose Flora every single time. Doing this trend was a nice excuse to draw fan art since nowadays I mostly draw my OCs, which I'm not complaining about of course, but it was fun drawing the characters that mean a lot to me. Sadly, I can't play this song because of copyright, but it'll most likely be posted on Instagram or TikTok, or maybe it'll already be posted on here as a shorts. I honestly have no idea. So I guess the message I want to put out with this video is to feel free and join any trend you want no matter if it's not as popular anymore. Many people participate in these trends to hopefully gain an audience, and I think that's great, but that shouldn't be the only reason you're doing it. There's always new trends being created, and so it's gonna be hard to keep up with. At the end of the day, these are supposed to be fun, and that should be your reason for doing it. Thank you again to Craftsy for sponsoring this video, and don't forget that the first 1,000 people watching this video to use the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $149. Remember though that this offer is only valid to new members only. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and as always, I hope you have a great day.